Hey guys, my name is Donnie and I'm giving away these two sets of tools that I made in this video, so stick around and I'll tell you how you could get it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As most of you guys know, I've recently started working on the Jaguar, doing a rebody on it out of aluminium, and honestly that is a huge project for me. I've never actually done something of that magnitude before. The largest body that I've done was for the Bugatti Type 59, and for that I made the English wheel, which was actually much easier to do than one would expect. But apart from that, I've been using normal hammers and doilies that you can buy from the hardware store, and I've always wanted to have a set of very specific tools for sheet metal work that I've never come around to making, and I thought I'd spend this last week to make these tools for myself and to show you guys exactly what it is. Now, the first thing that I did was I made a leather sandbag, and then I made a slapper tool, which is basically just a hammer with a large surface area, and I made a wooden mallet, and I got myself a log to do the work on. So let's start at the start, and we're going to start with the leather sandbag. Okay, so to make this leather sandbag, what you're going to need is some sand, some fine sand, and some leather. I was able to get this hide from the tannery, which is nice, but if you don't have access to that, you could always go and buy one of these cheap leather aprons from your local hardware shop and use that as well. It's going to cost you a little bit more, but I got this nice piece of hide, so I'm going to be using that. Now what you do is you mark out the size that you want your bag to be. I'm going to be using a piece of paper which is approximately 30 by 200 millimeters, or I'd say about 12 inches by 8.5 inches. So I'm going to be making my sandbag that size, and then I need to mark it out on my leather, cut it out, and then I can go to the sewing machine and sew the corners. Alright, so now that I've got my two pieces front and back cut, I can go to the sewing machine and start putting it together and leaving a small opening so that I can fill it with sand with a funnel and then close it up afterwards. And I'm also going to do a double stitch so it can be nice and strong, and I opted to round off the corners so it would look a bit neater and also not have corners sticking out and wanting to get nicked by some aluminium. Let's do it. Alrighty guys, so now that I've got these sandbags done and I tested them, they're working well, I need to make myself a slapper. What the heck? hell, what's up with this guy? Always noisy, making noises and just inconsiderate. Oh, I don't know exactly what is it? Damn noisy neighbor. So the next thing on my list that I want to make myself is a nice slapper, and I'm going to be sacrificing this leaf spring for that. So I'll be cutting myself a nice length that feels good and bending it by heating it up with a torch and bending it in the right position, and then just sanding it down and making it nice and smooth at the bottom, and that'll be my slapper. Let's get going. Okay guys, so I've been trying to heat up this piece of spring steel with my little butane flame, and it's not heating it up well enough. I need oxy and acetylene torch to do that, but I don't have one, or my gas is empty. So I need to heat up this piece of steel where I want to bend it, and I'm going to try and experiment by using my welder and putting it at a very high amperage, and then just welding a line where I want to bend the steel. And if I can get it red hot, which it needs to be, I'll be able to bend it, and after I've bent it I can just grind down all the excess welding. So let's give that a go. Oh my soul guys, this went so well that I almost feel that I can start calling this a little hack that I've just figured out. I was just heating up with the welding rod. I did not penetrate. I kept the rod hovering on top of the metal at a high amperage, and it heated up this piece of spring steel so fast that I could easily bend it into position. And now all I need to do is just grind off all that excess welding, and this one is ready to start filing down and finishing off. Let's get going. Alright guys, so now that I'm satisfied with what my slapper looks like, I'm just gonna finish off the business end of the slapper with my flapper disc, and then I can polish it with some 600 sanding paper, and that should be it. Alright guys, so now that I've got this spoon done, or slapper, whatever you want to call it, the next thing that I really want for myself is a wooden mallet that is specifically made for working sheet metal. And I don't have a wooden lathe, but luckily my brother-in-law's got one, but unfortunately it doesn't stay close to me, so I need to make a plan to get there. But I've downloaded this app, and I just want to see quickly, configure, okay, accept. What? Special preferences. That was weird. Okay guys, so now that I'm at my brother-in-law's workshop, I'm going to be using his wooden lathe to make myself a mallet using this piece of wood. It's a medium density wood, so I think it'll work well. I'm not just going to make any mallet. I'm going to be making what they call a bossing mallet, which is specifically made for working sheet metal. It's got a bit of a peculiar shape to it, but I'm going to show you guys in a second as soon as I start doing it. Let's get going. Whoosh. Right guys, so now that I'm back at my workshop, I'm gonna take these mallets that I've turned on the lathe and just cut them to size and drill a hole through them and take this old broomstick, cut myself a nice handle off of it, put it in there, seal it up, make it nice and clean, and I'll be done. Right guys, so the last thing on the list was to get a hold of a log with a nice flat surface, and I just rounded out a little hole on one corner of the log, and I'm going to be using that for shrinking the metal, but I'm going to show you how I do that in the next video. Nice. So there you go guys, I've always wanted these tools for myself and I finally made them, and I'm super excited about that, and I cannot wait to start using them in next week's video when I start on the Jaguar, and then I can show you guys exactly how I'm going to be using these tools and how they work, because they are very handy. Now, as you probably picked up in the beginning, whilst I was busy making my tools, I made an extra 2 sets of these tools. And guys, I really want to give these 2 sets away to 2 of you guys that really want it. Now I'm going to be giving away 1 set of tools on my YouTube channel, and all you guys need to do is, first of all, be subscribed to the channel, and secondly, I'd like you to comment in the comments that you'd like to have a set of tools, because I don't just want to give a set of tools away to some of my random subscribers from 2 years ago, like my Aunt Susan that was a pity subscriber and don't really want to have a set of tools necessarily. I'd love to give it away to someone that would actually like to have it. Then the second set of tools I'm going to give away on my Instagram account. So all you need to do is go to my Instagram account, follow me there, and share my account to your friends. I don't know exactly how that works. And also let me know that you would like to have that set. And I'm going to be announcing the winners in 2 weeks time. In other words, not next week's video, the video after that, I'll be announcing which 2 of you guys have won these sets, and I will be sending it to you wherever you live in the world, if the postal system allows me to in these days, and then you guys can have it. Anyways guys, it was fun once again to have you in my workshop, and I'm really looking forward to next week when I start working on the aluminium for the Jaguar, and I think that's going to be super exciting. So thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you next week. Cheers!